When you start from rock bottom, the only thing you can do is rebuild. And what's required, the number one thing required, is awareness. Is to recognize the things that are clearly not helping you in your life, the things that have brought you down and have not lifted you up. The things that you got to recognize are the bad habits, the friends that are really not good friends for you in terms of the purpose you have, in terms of your life in general, the direction it's going. It's not positive, it's negative. Is when you start reevaluating and questioning everything in your life, down to the people, down to the habits, down to the decision makings, down to the actions that you take. Like, what do you really value in your life truly, and what is actually good for you? You hit like an existential crisis where you question the identity that you have that's got you this far in the first place, and the fact that you got to remend yourself and build yourself a new identity in order to truly live the life that you want. And it requires a lot of sitting down with yourself in silence, and sometimes even just starting down, just jotting down all the negative things and all the things that you want to change, because change is required, and change is not as easy as it seems. It's very difficult because everything from your old life will try to pull you back in again into the same old identity that has been a disservice to your soul. So it's going to require a lot of heavy change, and at first it's hard. It starts off little. You can't do big change because the brain refuses big changes at once, especially when you have an old identity that's been for many years. It's very hard for it to all of a sudden switch to a whole nother identity. It's very unfamiliar. It feels dangerous. Literally, you feel it in your nervous system. Trying to do something that is not of your old identity can feel shaken. It can feel nerve-wracking, and you just burn out anyways and revert back to the old habits. What you have to do is slowly break them off. You have to slowly integrate change. The brain is accepting and receptive to small changes, and those small changes is what's going to change your life. It doesn't happen overnight or everyone would be well. That's why overnight success to me does not make sense. It does not exist. It's small habits, small little things that people don't see that end up changing the man or woman you are. But you got to be patient. You got to be able to sit in it, and it doesn't always feel great. It doesn't even feel like change is something that's actually happening while you're in it. I know this personally because when I was changing my habits in terms of eating, in terms of working out, in terms of abstinence and sexual restraint, and transmuting that energy into positive things, I didn't feel the change immediately. But the craziest thing is that on days where I was still doing it and still showing up, and even though I was showing up in that, I didn't feel like there was much change. But the craziest thing is that people on the outside would notice the change before you do. They'll feel your energy is different, and that'll be one of the first signs. People will be like, "Oh, bro, you're a bit different. Oh, you gaining a bit of muscle. Oh, you gaining a level of focus and calm emotional stability I've never felt." And they won't say the stability part directly. They'll just be like, you seem more calm. Simple like that. People around you will start to recognize that you're really transforming into something else. So patience is required for this process. There's a quote that's said by Aristotle that says, "Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet." And the craziest thing is that it will be worthwhile. I know this. I've been practicing change for like a good year and a half, maybe going on to 2 years, and I can barely recognize the old version of myself. And the old version, it can make little ways of trying to come back, though it rarely does now. it fails, because identity is rebuilt through small actions and decisions. Small actions accumulate, and you build a certain confidence and groundedness when you follow with your words and the structure of that which is your new identity. You got to build a new self, but all this starts with awareness. You got to recognize what's not good, what's clearly not been working for a long while. You got to be able to transform yourself. You got to be able to burn the old identity to ashes and allow for a new one to come out like a phoenix, blazing in its glory and light. And on this road of self-awareness and development, you'll find people who try to pull you down. You find that old people who are used to you in a certain identity and not accepting of it because they haven't accepted themselves will try to bring you down. You got to just be able to recognize it and not to honestly over engage in it. I say honestly, refrain from trying to prove or argue with anybody, because when you know who you are, you don't need to debate on it. You simply just that which you are, and you distance yourself from those type of people because you know they're no good for you. And in all this, you start to build this self-belief in yourself that I honestly see as the most transformative confidence. That it's just a level of confidence that you have in yourself that just you can do anything. And the truth is that you can actually do anything. Don't let anybody say you can't do anything. Whatever you put and conceive in your mind is possible. Whatever dream life, whatever things, whatever place, whatever status or height you want to reach, you can reach it. You know, all this requires by reinventing yourself. And that's what I got to say right now. And I appreciate you guys for listening. And, you know, go on your day. And I hope you guys have learned something from this. It's just me, just honestly, this just feels like journaling, honestly, but just speaking instead. I ain't gotta write, you know what I mean? So it feels a little bit easy. I'm gonna be real honest, but I appreciate y'all.